Up here, Doom is for you, gaming here, and I thought I'd do a quick comparison to my new Vega HD CRT TV to my old plasma, my ST60 HD TV 1080p plasma. Now, if you may notice, obviously the clarity of the plasma is better, and so is the color a little bit, but I haven't really done a lot of calibration on the new TV I got yesterday, and all I did was reduce the overscan, which if you see, it also doesn't have the full image. For instance, if you look at the bottom where it says Alan Wake, then if you look over here, you got that little extra bit of information. On the CRT HD TV, it doesn't even pop up there. It's not actually even in the information, so that's one downside. Now on the plus side is that the input lag is like non-existent on the CRT, even on HDMI. Now, I have my console set on both TV going out at 720p because the HDTV only goes up to 1080, the CRT only goes up to 1080i, and my plasma is obviously 1080p. So they both have the ups and downs. I'm sorry about the mess, but I have to clean. So this is Doom. Let me get a little bit closer, because this TV is also not as clear, so come on. And if you see a little bit of like a little bit of lines going through the screen on the CRT, it's because the refresh rate of CRTs are different than standard HD TVs, so if you see a little bit of that, it's not that it's happening on the screen, it's because of that, the refresh rate of the camera on my phone. Which actually, surprisingly, it's been pretty good so far, at least on the video I'm shooting. I'm sorry about the glare from the window behind me, it's not the best shades. But let's see, let's play Doom. Now, one thing you may notice on the CRT is, probably won't be able to see it here, but when I hit load, oops, not that, my bad. That's why you don't click buttons one-handed. There we go. Campaign. Mission select. I still have to calibrate this more, but it's probably hard to see. But if you notice, the lines are not perfectly straight at the top of the agent and our red bar. You can kind of see they curve a little bit. It's kind of hard to see without actually looking at it. Whereas the plasma has perfect geometry. That's another thing. I still have to toy with the CRT, but the plasma, because it's a flat screen totally and pixeled, it has perfect geometry and clarity. But I will say this, even though this plasma is from 2013 and this CRT is from, I think 2004 was the year, to 30-inch, I believe. It has, I don't know if you can really tell in this video, but let's see. It has better blacks than my plasma. Like, you maybe can't really tell, but if you look here, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but on some of the blacks in the plasma, there's a little bit of gray tint to some of them still, even on the last model of the ST60 that was made by Panasonic. And the other thing is, the ST60 has a very high input lag. For instance, it, what's the word I'm looking for? It has, about 50 milliseconds or a little higher of input lag. Whereas this, if there's any, I don't even feel it. I actually have to have adjust to playing on this, which I'm doing pretty fast, but, because this doesn't have any, to my knowledge. Or if it does, I don't even feel it. I was playing MW2 the other day. I actually managed to turn on somebody and shoot him while I was actually playing. And playing Doom with one hand is very hard. Some people can do it, not me. Trying to see if I can show you. But, so I gotta fix the screen geometry a little more, but I gotta get a test pattern, which I don't know where to get one for this specific TV. So there is a little bit of curve. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, you see how the health bar kind of, not the health bar, the tokens. What are they called? Not the tokens, the kill tokens or whatever those things are called off the top of my head. I can't remember. I haven't played this game for a while. Are kind of slanted. But they're slanted on here a little bit too. But if you notice, it's kind of hard to see, as I said. It's a little more, it's not as like bent. As I said, it's hard to see, but... And the good thing about the CRT, I haven't tried it on HDMI, but... on component, which I actually haven't looked at this since I calibrated the TV yesterday, so we'll see if this looks like total crap. So that'll be a fun experiment. TV video. There we go. This can actually accept HDMI on component. Not HDMI. Sorry, 240p on component. And if any of you have a FrameMeister like I do, I won't really be comparing this to the HDTV because the FrameMeister scales it to 1080p on my settings. And there's also the fact that it adds more input lag, so it's not really a fair test in all honesty. But I can tell you that this has a lot less input lag, and this is a 240p signal sent to the CRT. This is Doom on the Gameboy, which for some reason, even with the Gameboy interface, still lags. I don't know why, but... it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry about that. Just the inherent nature of apparently CRT TVs, so... I mean, let's see if I can actually show. Now, this game does actually lag in general. I don't know why. On the Game Boy interface. It's not actually input lag, it's... Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get a shot of this with me. Not the best test, but it's a nice TV. And obviously the other down is it's not as clear or sharp as a newer HD TV because this is an old CRT HD TV. It's got one HDMI put. It's got two component, I believe 3S and maybe I think it was 4 or 5 composites. Something like that. And it's got one RF. So if you're going to use an HDTV for retro gaming, which is what I'm kind of using this for, besides actually regular gaming now, is make sure you use component or HDMI for it. It will make a lot better. For instance, I haven't got it yet, but I ordered a component to RGB adapter. Oh, sorry, RGB SCART to component adapter. My bad. And I'm going to use my old games like you see over there, my Sega Genesis and stuff, to the TV. Which will be very nice, by the way, when it's done. Now, so this Gamecube, by the way, is hooked up by component cables. I thought I'd give you an idea of what an N64 kind of looks like. Because this is an HDMI modded N64. Now this, going to this TV is a 15-foot HDMI cable. Which if you see the red there kind of, goes all the way to the back of this. This thing has 2 outputs. Oh, and then there's the fact that sometimes the TV will not pick up the screen. That's not actually the TV's fault. It's actually my splitter there. For some reason, occasionally that happens. And if I switch this off, so like this, turn it back on, it should detect a signal. Oh wait, no. Actually, it's because it's on component. Never mind. There we go, see? Now, when it comes to N64 games, on this TV, I think they look a lot better. Now, if you're wondering why there are kind of scan lines a little bit, which are kind of hard to see, it's because I have hybrid mode on. For games like this actually looks a lot better. I'm sorry, as I said, the quality, I can say it looks like at least 3 times better in real life than that. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. The overscan's a little off for these, but it's livable. Let's see. And here, it looks nice, but at the same time, I think the little bit of blur from the CRT, is actually good for not being so clear. So let's see. I mean, I'm not really far in this game, and I kind of suck at it, but it's a fun game. This is my plasma, obviously. Let's see if I can get a close-up of him. Not really, but... Come on. Now, if you notice, he's pretty blocky here. It's a little clearer in real life, but he's kind of blocky, you see? I don't know if this will actually pick up on my camera, but we'll see. See, if you see the little bit of blur on here actually makes it look a little fuller than, like, you don't see as many jagged edges. So it does have its ups and downs. And I probably will update this review at some point, but I do recommend this TV for any gamer. It does play old school games, I noticed, or at least what I put at it so far, just fine. 480p, 720p, and it feels like it has zero input lag. Some people say the HD TVs, CRTs do have some. If it does, it's nowhere near as bad as, let's say, current HD TVs. So you can get it for $50. There are some downsides I forgot to mention. For instance, I had to drive about a state over to get this from a guy on eBay. Thanks to him, by the way. And there's also the fact that they weigh about 200 pounds to 180. Or at least this one does. There's bigger ones you can get. So that's my review for this, and thank you. Any comments or suggestions, let me know. Signing off. Doom is for you gaming.